Alright everybody, welcome to your 21st AngularJS tutorial in which we'll be looking at something called Angular Watch. Now Angular Watch is basically used to watch a variable and okay, so in Angular what happens is there's something called as a digest cycle. So this digest cycle actually runs every time to check the update to any variable which is registered in Angular. So till now what we have been doing is we created an input type text and ng model of my text, and what we used to do is just in the two curly braces we used to type this my text, and whenever we reloaded the browser it magically appeared like some text here inside this instead of this my text. But how does that actually work? Now let me tell you how is this actually working in Angular. So inside these two curly braces, when we type the name of this ng model my text, then what happens is in Angular this is registered inside the digest cycle. Now every time Angular checks for any updates for variables, it checks for this ng model input type as well, and if it finds that it has been updated from an old value to a new value, it would be updated here. Unfortunately in Angular you can have you can't register every of the variable ng model here. So Angular provides us with an option called watch. Now with the watch what we can do is we can actually watch a variable ourselves and take hold of the JavaScript which was earlier with AngularJS, and we could actually customize it more. So let me show you an example. Let's say we have this text box and I want to know how many times this text box has been modified. Now with Angular we can do simply like this. So we need to have a counter, and a counter which would watch this input type. So let's see, let's give it a br and let's say you updated text box counter times. Okay, now this counter would be under our control in the controller.js. So now let's get the scope.counter. Let's set it to 0 first. Yep. Now what we want to do is we want to watch. Now watch on what? I want to watch on my text. So whenever my text is updated or hindered or whatever, then what I want to do is I want to run this function, and this function would be populated by Angular by two arguments, precisely the new value and the old value. Now if I do like console log new value and console log old value, so let's check out the result in the browser. Let's reload this. Okay, I guess we are missing something because there is no error in the code. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so we didn't create any controller, so this would be good enough to get us started. Okay, so first of all we got undefined. Now I know this is a little bit confusing, so I'll just append old or new value and old value. So let me just show you this one by one so it doesn't appear in a half a sad way. So it says new values undefined. Let's type 1. So it says new value is 1, new value is 12, 1 2 3 1 2 3 12, like that. So you see that that's how it works. Now about old value, let's comment this out. you see that old value is undefined because obviously nothing is there. So let's type A. Now still old value is undefined. Now why it is undefined? Because A is the new value. Now whenever I would type the next character, then old value would be shown as A, because A would be the old value to that character. So when I type B, then it shows me old value is A. Then I type some numbers and you see the magic. Well, that was expected. Now what I'm gonna do with this is, actually I don't have any use with new value and old value for this logic which I'm gonna code, but you may need to have access to these two, so these are pretty useful if you need them. So I just want to do scope.counter++. So what it does is, whenever this is hindered or modified or pretty much like edited, then this counter would be updated. So when I reload this, it shows me 1 times, because when this starts, then the scope.watch runs first time, and this is the reason we got new value as undefined in our first run. So if I do like scope.counter as -1, then this would fix our error. So let's just update it. Let's say APCTE, and like that. Now this is not a character count. If you see that this is not a character count, even if I'm removing the characters, it's not decreasing the count value. It's just telling us how many times a character, or in this scope.watch has been called. To be very precise, this counter is actually telling us how many times the scope.watch is count. So for this example, scope.watch is count for 100 times. And that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys learned something about scope.watch, and you have a lot of control here. You could do like, if scope.counter is equal to 100, alert Congo, or whatever you want to have. So you see, like if I make it to 100, you see I got a Congo on 99. I hope you know why. So that's it for this tutorial, and we will be learning more about AngularJS in the next tutorials. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.